I find London really exciting, and I find, even because I'm still teaching these days, next door, in fact, at the RA, and London seems to allow young guys, unlike somewhere like New York, to start showing quite quickly and start to show quite quickly, get to know people very quickly, and that's part to do with the kind of art scene we have here, which is really based around openings as well. Like, many of the cities I go to, openings aren't quite the same. Here, it might be something to do with British Reserve, that everybody has to drink a lot to start talking to each other, and so everybody gets to know each other in that way. But if you go to certain other cities, it's usually full of particular people in particular kinds of suits with particular kinds of speeches. But in London, the openings I go to in most of the commercial galleries are kind of artist-centred, it seems. There's a lot of artists there, which I like a lot. So the piece here is called Two Situations, and that was in part because, it's quite literal. It's just descriptive because I have two rooms. That was one of the reasons, and also, it's kind of literal but completely ambiguous. So the idea was that each space would operate very differently. So one has got small objects in, a collection of small objects. The other's got a very, very oversized object for the room, actually. So I wanted there just to be a contrast between the two rooms, so I could. So each one has got a different kind of use of scale, use of materials, but they both somehow create a very similar sort of atmosphere, a very similar sort of focus. So with these pieces, because it was revolving around this idea of performative, or the idea of sculpture, which uses or utilises particular modes of theatre, or forces the viewer to enact in very particular ways. I'm assuming that's what I was asked. So the things I've put in there kind of sit between being sculptures, objects, and kind of props. So there's a lot of kind of, the languages are home, so they slip in between these things in a way. So a lot of them look found, but they're really manufactured. So things aren't actually what they appear. I guess as an artist, I'm always interested in the way that objects, how you come across objects. A bit similar to you, it maybe using, how you come across something, how you engage with it, where you find it, how your body moves around it. I'm interested in, and also the effect of that. So by hanging the big canvas with paint on, I kind of wanted them not to be just, it's a way of stopping them being viewed just as paintings, even though they are kind of derived from a particular mode of painting from a very particular period. But so it was more the smell of canvas, or the reminiscence of canvas. So the colours indicate that. The colours kind of do like old tool bags or tents, so I'm interested in kind of evoking particular sorts of moods, because art's just, for me anyway, is just like this horrible mix between the confusion, often mix between ideas, emotions, kind of materials, memories, and all, and it's trying to make a piece of work which kind of works in a very something which isn't so literal, so so it becomes complicated, like all those things are. And it's a way of just finding staging ways